Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in for today's video with me, the Blind Hiker. Today's video is going to be a question and answer. Questions submitted via my Facebook page, the Tow Retrace 2022. So we have just a couple of questions here today. I'm going to pull them out of this hat to make it a little bit more inspiration and how I got into backpacking and hiking. I guess probably the simplest answer would be midlife crisis. Alright, next question. Now, in all honesty, what got me into hiking and backpacking was a couple of years ago, randomly scrolling through Facebook, I stumbled on this skinny little blonde girl hiking the Appalachian Trail. Everything she had on her back, and looked like she was having a pretty good time. Since then, I've moved on clearly from Dixie, Homemade Wanderlust, to other folks such as Darwin on the Trail, Jupiter Hikes. But my number one inspiration would probably have to be a YouTuber by the name of Second Chance Hiker. Many of you who may not be aware of him, I strongly suggest you check out his YouTube channel. He started hiking the Pacific Crest Trail. Want to say, I'm not going to say how much he weighed when he started because I'm probably not going to get that right. But the reason he was mainly an inspiration to me was his weight was his disability, where mine is my vision. And instead of letting that hold him back and keep him from doing something that he truly enjoyed, he moved forward and took one step at a time, starting out doing no more than just a couple of miles a day, until he worked up to the point that he was able to start doing 15-mile days. And that would probably have to be my number one inspiration for getting out there, is not letting my vision problems and things like that hold me back from enjoying the great outdoors. Right, moving on. How does hiking and being blind work? Lots of falling. It's a slow process. It's a lot of fun. My first couple of times out, I was actually truly terrified some of the places that we went. If you're going to start out, I probably wouldn't suggest doing hard and difficult content like I did. But definitely glad that I did that. And as a funny side note, fear sweat smells 10 times worse than actual sweat. So, keep that in mind the next day when you go to put on your hiking clothes. As far as the vision goes, limitations, as long as I take my time, there's not really that much danger of it. One funny thing is, on our first hike, we came to a log that was halfway across the trail. And the way the sun was hitting the log through the trees, had the log, the ground, and some shadows. Water was a good probably 50, 75 foot away, but I could still hear it. And when I'm looking down at this log, I'm hearing the water, the way that it looks is that right next to this log is a sheer drop-off, just straight down to the water. The guy behind me, come on, just go around, walk around, and I'm looking at him like he's crazy, because I take a step over this way and I'm gone, straight down. Can't go this way because it's so grown up I can't even get around. So finally, I inch my foot, and I've got my foot to where I think the drop-off is. There's no drop-off. I move my foot some more. It's just level ground. That's all there is. The whole area is nothing but level ground. But to me, in my vision, it was straight down. I took that step and I was hitting the water. So, little things like that, tricks of shadows, lighting, stuff like that, really tend to slow me down on the trail. So, yeah. All right, let's go on. This one's going to be part of a two-parter. What are my future goals? My big future goal is to hike the Appalachian Trail. That's probably going to be a couple years down the line. Still trying to get a lot of stuff together. Obviously, I won't be the first blind person to hike the Appalachian Trail. That honor and distinction goes to a man by the name of Bill Irwin, who in 1990, in 8 months, hiked the Appalachian Trail with his guide dog. He said that he probably fell thousands of times, definitely broke his ribs, and suffered from hypothermia a time or two. But he completed it. He is definitely well worse off than I am as far as the vision goes. The reason that he wasn't listed as an inspiration is because, unfortunately, I didn't learn about Bill Irwin until well into my plans and setting up my goals to want to do the Appalachian Trail. And also, sadly, Bill Irwin died at the age of 73 in 2014. Definitely a big legacy. Unfortunately, no longer with us. Moving on. We got two more. All right. Why the Tow Retrace? I guess probably the number one reason is the northern terminus is 25 minutes away from me. It's the closest long distance trail in Kentucky for me. It spans I would say probably close to 350 miles. So it is a good stepping off point and actually getting myself used to and into the thought of doing a long distance trail, such as the Appalachian Trail, just over 2,200 miles. So 350 miles should probably, I'm hoping for 25 days. Realistically, probably looking closer to 30, maybe 32, 35. Just kind of depends on the weather, how quickly I get my trail legs, and how quickly I can adapt to getting over my fear of not seeing what's ahead of me and pushing forward for those big mile days. Plus, takes you through some beautiful areas. Cave Run Lake, Natural Bridge, Red River Gorge. You know, I mean, who doesn't want to hike through there? So that's going to be my first goal. As per my Facebook page, like I said, it's scheduled tentatively for October 2022. That's mainly to give me time to upgrade my gear, save up money, and make arrangements to have someone, set the animals while I'm gone. All right. Last official question of today is, tell us about you. I think I've pretty much covered this fairly well through my About Me section on my YouTube channel. I also share a lot about myself on my Facebook page. Again, the Tow Retrace 2022. I have 2 dogs, 3 pigs, 4 or 5 cats, and I'm probably pretty sure I still have a mouse or 2 living in the house. But that's about it. Not a whole lot to say about me. So we're going to keep it about the channel, about hiking, backpacking, gear. Definitely going to do some gear reviews here in the near future. My next video is actually probably going to be going over my current setup, some of my favorite gear, things of that nature. Definitely look for more videos upcoming. Probably going to schedule maybe 1 or 2 small local trails before our next big trip, which is going to be in September at the Red River Gorge, looking to do a rough trail. So that should be fun. Our last one was Swift Camp Creek, and everybody says that if I was able to do that, I should have no problem doing rough trail, other than the elevation. which shouldn't be a problem at all. So stay tuned for future videos. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like this video only if you want to. Links in the description to both my Facebook page, my Instagram, and also if you'd like to get in contact with me, there's also an email address there as well. I look forward to creating more videos in the future for you guys and interacting more with you in the future. Until then, this has been the Blind Hiker, and hope you have a good week.